It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, and welcome to another episode of The Mike Prince Show. It is our mission to try to bring you some news you could use. Today is no exception to that rule. Follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our website is obnradio.com. And just in case you have one of those smart devices, all you have to do is say, hey, play the latest episode of The Mike Prince Show, and just like that, you'll have everything that you need. With all that being established, let us jump into today's episode. Well, we spoke with Olin Parker on yesterday in preparation for the 2023 edition of the Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball tournament from Atlanta, Georgia. Matches are all set. The games will begin on Wednesday morning, May 24th at 9 a.m. And the two games that were of curiosity for both Coach Parker and myself was the 9 o'clock game between Texas Southern and FAMU, and then the 6 o'clock game between Grambling State and Jackson State. Now, according to Coach Parker, he believes that FAMU will be successful in their opening round against Texas Southern. I'm somewhat leaning toward the Tigers in that matchup. I think the Tigers are weathered and tested, just as FAMU, but never underestimate a Coach Mike Robertson team. I think the Tigers will do pretty good. And then in that nightcap, you have the Grambling State Tigers and Jackson State. Now, Grambling State is the number 1 seed from the West. Jackson State's the number 4 seed from the West. But both teams are coming in extremely hot from their final series. But I think Jackson State has a bit of an edge as far as momentum goes. And it wouldn't surprise me if Jackson State is able to hold off Grambling in round 1. Which leads us to our other matchups, Bethune-Cookman and Southern University. This one, in all fairness to me, is a pick'em. These teams are somewhat equally matched as far as I'm concerned, looking at the tails of the tape. And where you give an advantage to one, you turn around and give an advantage back to the other. So I'm going to let you pick that one out on your own. And in that final matchup for round 1, we'll have Alabama State and Prairie View. Now, when you look at this on paper, you would think that Alabama State, hands down, will have no problem with the Panthers. But I want you to look a bit deeper at the pressures that we spoke of Alabama State coming into this tournament. Alabama State, number 1 seed, top record in conference play, and they're just rolling right now. Prairie View has somewhat stumbled into the tournament, and they're like a cornered panther that has been wounded, and just drop the paws down and let's go for broke. And it might take a little creativity and a stroke of luck, but I would think that the Panthers can be somewhat competitive in round 1. Now, my heart of hearts, of course, would want to see the Panthers win this one, but if I be true to thyself and be as logical as possible, it appears that Alabama State might have a little bit more in the stack house to come out ahead of the Panthers in round one. But that is why they play the games. And speaking of playing the games, we want to give a congratulations to the Prairie View A&M University Panthers softball program. They did get eliminated in the regionals from Baton Rouge, losing to LSU and then to Omaha. The Panthers lost 12-2 to LSU and then was shut out 3-0 against Omaha. Now, although they were no-hit and shut out against Omaha, Panthers still laid it all out there on the table. They'll have to get back and start all over again, but a historical year for the Panthers. Western Division champions for the first time in 12 years. Someone other than Texas Southern was to accomplish that goal. They had the top record in the conference. They did win the Southwestern Athletic Conference tournament. And for the most part, they represented the conference and the university with everything that they had. Which leads us to the question of what will it take for us as HBCUs, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and our beloved Prairie View to advance past that regional atmosphere of softball and baseball. We've talked about budgets, and we've talked about a lot of things, but the most neutralizing factor that could help the Panthers and any other Southwestern Athletic Conference compadre is a nutritional and weight training program. Those are the two factors that it really doesn't matter what your monetary structure is. With the proper nutrition and the proper weight training, you could possibly increase a step or two on the base pads, getting jumps on balls with your velocity of pitching. And I'm speaking of not only softball, but baseball as well. So we'll see how things continue to develop for the programs that make up our beloved Southwestern Athletic Conference. We want to remind you that we will be having our baseball summary reports from Coach Olin Parker by way of Atlanta, Georgia. We'll be there to assess and break down the development of the tournament for 2023. One final note that we want to remind you of is that for June 1st, we will have the Mega Football Camp from the campus of Prairie View to break open and train some young, excited individuals and possibly prospect for the future of Panthers football. Be sure to visit the website of Prairie View A&M University for more information of this mega football camp scheduled for June 1st. The Open Mic Broadcast Network is scheduled to be in the house during that time. We'll come back with some interviews and reports. I am going to exit stage left for right now. My time is far spent. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys, as always, for joining in with us and your continued support. Don't forget to visit the website, obnradio.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And for those of you who dare, follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. I got to go for now, but until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.